asked you about it after Indiana and been able to see the film, but you have 2 months more of this journey, and I'm kind of wondering if you can get the bench to this next level. Is that optimal that you feel like this team can play? If you can get the coach to if you can get the bench to kind of go up a couple of notches?
Yeah, we obviously need the bench. We need that depth. We've talked about it. They know it. So that's and we're just going to keep pouring into them and keep being confident with them, keep getting the reps in. So we could do. I mean, it's nothing. Everyone knows it. We got to have more scoring than just our starting five, and we had that early.
And Jada kind of said that, but I just wanted to ask a little bit more just about not just scoring, but just kind of being productive and all. However members of the box score or however you put it.
That's actually, you're spot on. You're spot on. Because if you look at the box score from the other night, it was all zeros. Like literally all zeros from the bench. And it's not all about, I'm always like, how can you make an impact on the game? And it doesn't, obviously we need more scoring, but you can make an impact with your defense, with, your rebounding, with all of those things that, even some stuff that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. So, we're going to keep working it, keep trying to figure it out, but it's definitely something we're on.
Does it force you to make some changes, moving things around, or what do you kind of look at to get them kind of sparked and get them going a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to keep with our same lineup, and, I'm trying to, even for Jada, we ran a couple sets for her the other night, put a couple different sets in, trying to get her, to get a clean look off. And I think with her, if we can just get maybe her to see a ball go in, I think that she'll be right back to it. So again, I'm not overly concerned, and Northwestern with their zone, hopefully she can maybe get free a little bit and get a couple open looks. And then she has to knock them down, but she's been putting the work in, and that's all you can control. So she's doing what she's supposed to be doing now. We got to continue to look for ways to give her some clean looks.
You're in the lead of conference play, and I ask this, maybe it's a dumb question, but it seems to me it's always been easier to slow a game down, especially in the middle of conference play and scouting teams for years than it is to speed it up.
Yeah.
I know you guys want to keep the tempo going as fast as you can. You played Indiana, they wanted to slow it down. Obviously Northwestern is going to do the same thing. Is there something you're seeing that you guys can do tempo-wise that you were doing earlier in the year?
I mean, we want to play fast. That's our system. That's our style. But it's also, we want to get shots out of our transition. If we don't get that, then it's all about pulling it out and running our stuff at an elite level. And that's where, even from the Indiana game, looking at, we weren't screening that well. We weren't hitting bodies. Our spacing wasn't good. So all that stuff adds to, is a possession successful or not? And everything was getting just really, really tight, and then they're so long, Indiana. You gotta maintain your spacing. So those are things we're still gonna look for Phoenix. We can get transition, and then if not, we just gotta be more disciplined in our half-court offense of running our stuff and running it at a high level.
Terry Morin, head coach for Indiana, credited her staff for how they scouted you, in particular in Ira. What are you learning about two plays now in league and how teams might be coming at you a second time?
Yeah, they're going to take some stuff away, just like we're trying to take certain things away from people, and that's where we need our depth and the balanced scoring, right? And that's where also spacing, especially with how they were, trying to guard Makaira and tighten everything up, we got to remain spaced. So now we can get, kickouts to our shooters and really, okay, you're going to take this away, well, we're going to get this. So, we're still learning that too. We're still learning this group is, okay, they play us this way, this is what we need to look at. I mean, we work on it in practice, but it's still different when you feel it out there. And again, they're just, in Indiana, it's really big across the board. I mean, they're 6 feet across the board, 6+. So it looks different when you drive in there, and if you're not spaced, I mean, there's not a lot of lanes in there. So they're a good defensive team. That's one thing about Indiana, is why I think that they'll make a deep run, is because obviously they have the scoring, they have two unbelievable players, and then they defend. And you got to be able to defend to make deep runs. So that's the one thing about them that I'm impressed with.
So that said, what do you maybe anticipate about Sunday with Northwestern?
With Northwestern, it's a bit different because they run their blitz defense, which is a zone, and it's super active, and it's not your normal zone. So they're going to be up trying to take away reversal passes, and we got to take care of the ball. You remember last game, in the third quarter, we had 6 turnovers, and I think they scored off pretty much every one. So right there, that's 12 points. got to take care of the basketball. You got to really punch the gaps because you know they're getting a little bit up and wide. We had success when we attacked and we got downhill in that first and second quarter. So we got to be aggressive against their zone.
I don't know if there's any answer to this. Terry mentioned that they were kicking the ball out of their own net and then going down and getting a shot. Is that something where you feel like the team got a bucket and then took a breath that the moment didn't call for it?
Yeah, and actually we showed them that. We talk about it all the time because it's happened. You know, it happens a lot, and you get against better teams that really they just push the ball so well. Like you said, off makes or misses. That ball's up the court. And we got beat with it earlier in the year. We've talked about it. We just watched film on Indiana, and we showed a lot of those plays. Like you can't. Our whole philosophy defensively in transition is sprint 3-point line to 3-point line as fast as you can, and then turn around. We were turning around at half court. We were trying to match up. We were, you know, giving high fives after a make, and they're getting a layup. Like that's not what we do. So we got to get back to what we do. And that's discipline. It's discipline, and sprinting back 3-point line to 3-point line.
I'm curious, you know, obviously you had an idea who you're going to bring over assistant-wise from Dayton, but then also you brought a couple players over from Dayton and Burnship Hill. What kind of went through that process of when you were looking at players and bringing them over and how Brennan ended up coming here?
You know, Makira, like I've said, she right away was like, I'm coming, or pretty much coming. But like Bryn stayed, so we didn't talk to Bryn. Like Bryn stayed there and was there for I don't know how long, until she went in the transfer portal. And then I knew she was someone that we had recruited her, so we believed in her, and I know her skill set. She was a freshman last year, didn't play a ton, but I just really believed in what she could do and how we play. Obviously, we need to stretch forward. And I thought the Big Ten is almost a better fit for her than the A-10, because in the A-10, almost every four is a small guard. So I think that this is a better fit and matchup-wise, and you can see, I mean, this is pretty much like a freshman year because she didn't play that much. She's getting better and getting more confident every single game. So that's how that went down. When she was in the portal, then it's a no-brainer for us. Like, okay, you know, we want you. Do you want to come?
I know you've referenced it a lot of times just about this almost being her freshman year. I mean,
Yeah.
Have you had those conversations with her of like, we're going to bring you along here slow, we're not, you know, or what's that kind of conversation
Yeah.
like as you look to kind of bring her along?
You know, we haven't had that conversation because it's like she knows the expectation. She knows me. She knows the standards. So, you know, we've had conversations of, you know, you're getting better. We need you to take more shots. We need to be more aggressive. But I haven't had to have those conversations lately because she's being aggressive. I think she's becoming a better defender, you know, every single game. And as she experiences the Big Ten too, she's learning.
Everybody good?
Thank you.